Hi, everyone. Welcome and mazal tov to all of our ordinees and to all of your family members and friends and fans who are with us. The process of ordination is always a journey, as you know, but never more so than this year. It's always a journey in part because it takes place in relationship with your teachers, with your colleagues, and listening companions throughout Rabbinical School. It takes place in relationship with the individuals and communities that you will go on to serve. This emphasis on relationship is central to our vision of rabbinic education at Hebrew College, and central to our understanding of what it means to be and to become a rabbi. Ordination is always a journey, but while that is true, this year is clearly different. It's different because the usual signposts that help orient you, help orient us, are missing or altered or deferred. Beloved traditions, ritual affirmations, and the enveloping physical presence of family, community, and friends. It's also different because this is such a challenging moment in which to be stepping into spiritual and communal leadership. Earlier today, I spoke a little bit about the deep well of courage and empathy and imagination upon which you are going to need to draw. This is unfamiliar terrain for all of us, There is no roadmap. There is only accompaniment. And so the first thing I want to say this afternoon to all of you is hold your teachers and friends close. A word about what we're doing here this afternoon. We are recognizing and celebrating your accomplishments. And we want you to know that we see you. We're deeply proud of each of you. And we want to send you out into the world with our blessings. We're also expressing our trust in you and conferring upon you the title of Rabbi, Rav B'Yisrael. We're inviting you to come back for the second part of this ordination ceremony, when we gather again in person, at least in small numbers, God willing, this fall on the weekend of Parashat Noach. In doing this, we want to invoke the image of the dove sent out by Noah to see if the waters of the flood had subsided. The dove went out once and came back empty, unable to find a resting place for its foot. Noah waited another 7 days and sent the dove out again. This time the dove returned with an olive branch in its mouth. Vatavo elav hayona le'et erev, v'hine ale zait taraf befiha. Vayeda Noach ki kalu hamayim me'al haaretz. Noah understood that the waters were subsiding. The olive branch was a sign of possibility, a sign of the promise of new life. We offer this image as a way of recognizing the process of Yatzov Ashov, of going out and returning, that is so poignantly a part of your ordination journey this year. And that is honestly a part of every journey we undertake in our lives. We also offer this image because we're so acutely aware of the ways in which we are sending you into a world in turmoil. A world flooded by the chaotic waters of illness and inequity, of isolation and brutality, of uncertainty and injustice. Our inner worlds swirl with a flood of emotions as well. Grief, anger, anxiety, confusion, hope, love, and fear. One of the great risks of living in the midst of such inner and outer floods is that we will shut down, that we will close our hearts in order to protect them. In Likutei Moharan, Rabbi Nachman teaches that the world is misty, murky, and dark, but God's kindness, God's chesed, is everywhere if we seek it out. My blessing, my bracha, is that you protect your hearts by not closing them, by not shutting down, by keeping them from becoming brittle, by keeping them open and supple, beating with life and sorrow and love. That you seek out God's kindness wherever you go, that you make yourselves vessels for God's kindness wherever you go. And that when you return, you will have found some solid ground on which to stand, and you will bring with you signs of new life, the first brave and tender flowering of the hope we know you will bring into this world. I now invite Rabbi Arthur Green and Rabbi Eben Leder to offer a ritual recitation of the first part of your Teudat Smicha.
Shalom Aleichem, everybody. Drishat Shalom Yerushalayim. Wonderful to, as it were, be here with you all and be part of this event, even from a distance. Although distance doesn't mean what it used to mean anymore, I guess. Maybe some point in Jewish history, there was an easy year to be ordained as a rabbi. You would get your smicha and you would look forward and say, isn't it a wonderful world we live in? Isn't it great to be Jewish? Isn't it great to be a rabbi? This is the moment I've been looking forward to. Some of you know, you've heard some of me tell you that I was ordained on the day before the 6-Day War broke out. In the years I've worked with rabbinical students, I've seen people ordained as rabbis during an intifada, on the eve of a great natural catastrophe, in years of terrible political calamity and fears for our country and fears about where we're going. And we've watched people become rabbis and said to them, what will it be like to be a rabbi in this particular age? What will you have to give? What will you be called upon to do and say and teach in this particular age? There hasn't been a harder year than this one to be ordained as a rabbi. There hasn't been a harder moment for us to look at and say, what am I being called upon to do? What am I not prepared for? What am I going to have to give in such a moment? I want to say just a word about smicha itself, the word smicha itself, adding on to Sharon's very beautiful blessing. Smicha is an act of trust. Anachnu masmichim etchem, anachnu somchim alechem. We trust you. You have been our students long enough, as we will read in the document in a moment. You have been part of our Beit Midrash long enough, listening, open-hearted, struggling, arguing, conveying, that we trust that enough of this Beit Midrash has entered into you, as enough of you has passed into this Beit Midrash for future generations of participants, that you are trusted by us to go forth and lead Jews, teach Jews. You are smuchim lanu. Smicha means you are close to us. We consider you close now. You are colleagues. To be a colleague means to be in the same effort, devoted to the same effort, being part of the same enterprise. So we welcome you to this rabbinic community of which we have been privileged to be a part, and say, yes, atem smuchim elenu, you are close to us. But you are also, above all, in this particular ordination, you are to be somchim. You are to be somchim noflim. We say that God is a somech noflim, one who raises up the fallen. There are so many fallen all around us right now. Wherever you go in your professional lives, as you leave this ceremony, you'll be working with fallen people who are bereaved because of losses in this pandemic and things attached to it. People who are unemployed. People who are unsure about their future or insecure. People whose plans have been turned upside down, don't know where they're going, don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of fear out in the world. You'll be somech noflim to people who are fallen by fear. You will also be somchei noflim of institutions, because the Jewish institutions you will be working for are frail and themselves are threatened and not knowing what the future will be as you step into the roles of leadership. But in this particular week, of course, we think about noflim. When we think about somech noflim, we think about noflim lying there in the streets and asking who's there to pick them up. We think about a George Floyd who had no one to pick him up, who had no somech noflim. My mind is particularly occupied by the picture that CNN showed us even here in Jerusalem this week about that man who was knocked over by police in Buffalo, that elderly gentleman knocked over by police in Buffalo, bleeding on the street, and all of them walking right by him. We are somchei noflim. You are here getting smicha in order to be a somech. So this is holy work. This is holy work, and I bless you as you go forth and do it, and wish that you have great strength, that you indeed stay close, and you indeed learn to trust yourselves in this work as musmachim. And now Eben and I will read the document. I think our minhag is that Eben reads it first in Hebrew and that I will read it in English. Eben, the floor is yours.
אנו מדרשנים מודים אתם ידינו שחלקכם יושב מדרש ימרה ועל העבודה נגלה לעשות את זה. חיים אותה תורתכם. בסוד חברים מקשיבים, עשיתם אוזניכם כאפר כסף, ולבכם חדרי חדרים, להיפתח ל70 פניה של תורה, ללמוד וללמד, לשמור ולעשות, למען קרב את ליבות עדת ישראל, למצוא כל אחד ואחת את נתיב נשמתם בתורה.
We, the faculty of the Rabbinical School of Hebrew College, give faithful testimony that these students have been devoted participants in our house of learning and have completed the required course of study for Smicha Rabbanut, for rabbinic ordination. During your years here, you have been eager and diligent in the study of Torah, in prayer, and in service, and have studied Jewish thought and Jewish practice, searching for meaning revealed and hidden. The Torah of the Blessed Holy One is your desire, and you have been steadfast in making that Torah your own. Amid a circle of listening companions, you have opened your hearts and ears to the 70 faces of Torah, to study and to teach, to keep and to fulfill, to draw the hearts of Israel near, so that each individual might find his or her own path in Torah.
Thank you, Art. Thank you, Eben. In a moment, I'm going to announce each of our rabbis, one by one, who will receive a blessing from a faculty member. After I call their name, they'll take a few seconds to prepare themselves for their blessing. And after each blessing, we'll all collectively take a few seconds to let that blessing sink in to that new rabbi. Our ordinees are also looking forward to hearing your blessings today. Those of you who've gathered and are watching, we've temporarily cut off the chat, as you can see. At the end of the ceremony, though, I'll invite you to send your blessings. We'll turn the chat back on, and you can flood the person or the people you are here with your blessings and your love and your good wishes. So until that time, I'm going to ask folks to hold off. But we start the first blessing, Rabbi Jessica Goldberg, who'll be given her blessing by Rabbi Alan Lehman.
הנני שלחני You quote, "Here I am, send me." Jess, be a lamplighter. Behalotcha et hanerot. Rashi teaches us to keep lighting until the flame ascends on its own. Sfat Emet tells us that means the more we grow our souls, the more God is revealed in every place. In this dark time, use your strength, gentleness, integrity, honesty, humility, and humor to keep kindling and soul growing until the light is more and more revealed. Just go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni, shlacheni.
Rabbi Gita Karasov, who will be blessed by me. Gita, you said to Danielle and I last month that you were worried when you came to Hebrew College at first because Hebrew College was pass-fail and grades are very validating. But after 5 years, you now realize it's about relationships. You're in relationship to your teacher, your learning, your classmates. Work is done not for grades, but from a desire born out of these relationships. And you, Gita, are a master of relationships. You are wonderful at meeting people. Buber said famously that all real living is meeting. And Gita, you are alive. Go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni, shlacheni.
Rabbi Noam Lehrman, to be given their blessing by Jordan Schuster.
Noam, you move through this world guilelessly, with infinite tenderness, cleaving to the souls of the most marginalized and offering them a space to be heard, to be held, to be healed. In you, Noam, the politics and the spirituality of your ancestors find balance. In you, Noam, a future of balance unfurls. May you continue to fight for this world. May you continue to fight for the radiance that you know this world has not yet lost. Noam, go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni, shlacheni.
Rabbi Sam Lucky to be given their blessing by Cantor Lynn Torgov.
Bisafa verura uvin ima kedosha, with clear speech and a sacred melody. Sam, last month, with the gathered faculty, you asked us to hum a musical note of our own choosing. You sang a pitch, and we sang others. Together, the notes sounded like a whole. There was clarity, and there was sanctity. Our notes different yet blended. Kulam ke'echad. All of them as one. May you continue to hold all the notes, Sam, to bring us together and recognizing each individual, to hold the consonant and the dissonant, the moving and the stable, the rooted and the transformation. Ideas that you experience as physical and sonic realities, and so are one with the spiritual. Rabbi Sam Lucky, go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni, shlachini.
Rabbi Mimi Michner to be given her blessing by Sharon Cohn-Anisfeld.
Mimi, there is a Yiddish expression that I love. Funakasha starb man nicht. No one has ever died from a question. Mimi, you stay bravely alive by asking the deepest, most honest questions of other people and of yourself. With tender, unstinting hope, you model the wisdom of Joanna Macy that I learned from you. Quote, the other face of our pain for the world is our love for the world. May you continue to transform worlds inside and out with your magnificently open heart. Rabbi Mimi Michner, go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni, shlachini.
Rabbi Matt Ponak to be given his blessing by Rabbi Jordan Schuster.
Matt, the Or HaMeir writes that when the children of Jacob descended to Egypt, they were confronted with the reality of Shema, a reality of pure desolation. But out of this desolation, they began to see Moshe, the possibility of redemption. Matt, talking to you takes me from a world of Shema to a world of Moshe. And it's not just your mystical perspective, or permutations that enable this. It's the way you ground people through your loyalty and your love and your warmth. You enable our perspective to transform. You enable our sense of the world to shift, reaching, always reaching, from Shema to Moshe. Matt, go out and be a rabbi for the people.
הנני שלחנו.
Rabbi Rachel Putterman to be given her blessing by Rabbi Jane Ganrick.
Where's Jane? I can't see her. Shit. Sorry.
Can you see me now? Rachel,
There you are.
good? Rachel, you follow in the footsteps of Miriam, our prophet. In and through her spirit, may you be blessed with and continue to reflect Torah Miriam, the Torah of Miriam, a Torah that you know and have taught all of us springs from the faces of others and a traveling wilderness well, a Torah of protest, courage, and care, a Torah of presence, knowing when to stand fiercely and watch over, when to challenge, and when to help others dance with joy. May you be blessed with Torah Miriam. Rabbi Rachel Putterman, go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni shlacheni.
Rabbi Sarah Noyevitz to be given her blessing by Dr. Rachel Edelman.
Sarah, translator of Psalms, Toastmaster, and songstress, your light rises from within. Like the menorah which we read about on Shabbat, Ba'alotecha et hanerot, when you mount the lamps. Rashi asks, why does it say Ba'alotecha, literally raise up the lamps, to teach that one must kindle them until the light ascends of itself? Sarah, you're so unique. Ba'alotech, your light rises, ascends from within. Only you could translate hallelujah as sparkle with God. May you go on to sparkle and kindle all those you touch. Rabbi Sarah Noyevitz, go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni shlachini. Here I am, send me.
Rabbi Talia Stein to be given her blessing by Rabbi Sharon Cohen-Anisfeld.
Talia, the Torah you teach is deeply, insistently human and humane. You taught me a midrash about the priestly blessing, about Birkat Kohanim. Why does it say God's face will be lifted toward us? To remind us of the importance of meeting one another face to face, of seeing and being seen with dignity and with love. Talia, you don't just teach this Torah, you live it. You live it instinctively, totally unpretentiously, with honesty, humility, and joy. The light of your presence lifts us all. Rabbi Talia Stein, go out and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni shlacheni.
Rabbi Rebecca Weintraub. Becca is the rare person who, when they themselves are going through things, have the capacity to look beyond themselves and ask someone else, how are you doing? It is the rare person still, I think, who, when they ask you how you're doing, they actually mean it and want to hear it. You have a rare, utterly rare capacity for empathy. And your ability to hold gratitude is extraordinary. You quoted to us, your teachers, the psalm I'll quote to you, Ma'ashiv Ladonai, Kol Tag Meluchu Alai. What can I give back to God for all of God's goodness to me? Go out, Rebecca, and be a rabbi for the people.
Hineni shlacheni.
We have completed all of our blessings. I want to offer some thanks and say a final communal blessing for all of us. I want to thank Mark Stober, who has been behind the scenes today and at the cantorial ordination, allowing this to happen. I want to thank Lorena Rosenberg, whose daughter is graduating today from high school, who has spent countless hours making today happen and making the entire 5 or 6 years of Rabbinical School happen for our graduates. I want to say one concluding word of blessing. And I want to return to the theme of Noah, which Sharon referenced earlier. One of my favorite midrashim is from Genesis Rabbah about Noah, and links Noah with 4 other biblical figures, and says that each of them went through an experience which allowed them to see an Olam Chadash, a new world. For Noah, that experience was being on the ark. The Midrash says that it was his caring for the animals which allowed him to be able to see a new world. Noah saw a new world literally. He leaves the ark, steps out and sees that the world is fundamentally changed after the flood. But the Midrash, of course, has a deeper meaning in mind when it says that Noah saw a new world. Noah experienced the waters of the chaos, and when he left the ark, he could have said, the world is turbulent and destructive, and that's just the way it is. But Noah has the capacity, according to the Midrash, of being able to see a new world, of believing that something can change, of knowing that we don't have to retreat to violence and the old ways of hatred and bitterness. We are in deep waters of chaos right now. Waters of racism, waters of illness. My charge and blessing for you is to be able to see a new world. The job of a rabbi is fundamentally to say that despite the chaos, I can see a new world. And just as the Midrash says that Noah's capacity to see a new world was a result of his having taken care of others, so too, you who are charged with taking care of others, let that care change you. Use your care for others to inspire you to see the possibility of an Olam Chadash, a new world. Let it be said that the Hebrew college rabbis, amidst the chaos of the moment, are able to see an Olam Chadash. All of you go out and be rabbis for the people. We now are going to turn back on the chat. We invite all of you to send your blessings, wishes, and congratulations to our new rabbis. We encourage you to message your loved ones through the private chat functions so that they alone receive your messages. And if you have well wishes for the whole class, feel free to post to everyone. Mazel tov to all of our graduates.
Yeah.
Jackson, thank you so much. I'm gonna request maybe a little bit more because I see chat is still coming in and I think people will want to see that. Is that okay?
Sure.
Mazel tov to all of our graduates. Thank you, Jackson. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Guys, we did it.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
Everyone, mazel
What happened to the Shechianu? Sarah, what happened to the Shechianu? I can play it now. I've got it all set up. Really? Yeah. Here, I'll play it. Here we go.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov to all of us.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, mazel tov, mazel tov.
Everyone.
Mazel tov, everyone.
Mazel tov.
Mazel
Thank
tov.
Mazel tov to everyone.
tov.
Mazel, mazel, mazel tov, tov, tov.
Mazel tov. I love you all. Oh, you're going to be awesome.
Thank you to all the faculty for shepherding us through many years and especially these last few months. Did a really, really great job making this happen.